January 17, 2021. Howie fell tonight. Our routine is that shortly after I get home at night, Howie will say, "I'm turning on the jacuzzi," so as to give me warning that it will be ready soon. This time of year, it takes longer for it to warm, but it seemed like too much time had passed, so I went looking for Howie to see what was holding him up. As I went through the kitchen, I heard glass shatter and Howie scream in pain. Heart and throat, I cleared the corner in what was probably a single leap, like that of a snow leopard swinging her tail to change directions in mid-jump. On the floor, just outside his workout room, Howie was perched on all fours, as if in a Spider-Man landing. He was naked as a jaybird, as we had teased earlier when I was wondering aloud the origin of that phrase. He was surrounded by broken glass, a spoon, and had hurled a Tervis tumbler from his hand in order to catch himself. The tumbler cleared the 25 feet from where Howie landed to where it landed just outside the closet door. "What happened?" I said, to which Howie replied, "I tripped and broke a glass bowl." I could see that he couldn't move in any direction without being cut to pieces by the tiny glass shards. I was wearing slippers because it was so cold in the house, so I ran to grab a comforter from the closet and some slip-on sandals for his feet. I laid out the folded comforter right in front of him, not knowing if he could move himself to that safely or if he would just fall forward. I was relieved to see that he was able to move under his own power onto the blanket and was able to pull the sandals on himself. He's been so stubborn about using a cane or a walker, and falling and breaking a hip would just be the end of most people, so this was really scary for me. He suggested I get a broom and a dustpan. Side note, I just had to go ask him what you call that flat thing you put on the floor and sweep a broom into. But I was already on my way to do that. I swept up what I could see, and Howie came out with the dust devil vacuum to get what I didn't see. After watching him a minute or two, I realized he was going to fall again by stepping all over the power cord, so I took over. Once the emergency was over, I told him he got 10 points for the tumbler toss. We are doing physical therapy twice a day on his feet, so during that session after our jacuzzi, I asked what led to the fall. He and Eric had been working in the yard Saturday for 3 hours, and he felt his thigh hurting as he was cutting a tree that had fallen into chunks that Eric could lift. The weakened left thigh caused him to not be able to fully lift his foot, so it caught on the 1/4-inch bead in the tile between the workout room and the foyer hall. He was carrying his empty glass bowl, plastic glass, and spoon, but his weight got him to the floor ahead of them, he guessed, so that's how he avoided landing in a pile of broken glass. I asked where his cane was, and he said that it was out in the shed, with a bicycle seat strapped to it, so he could golf. I followed him around with his walker, but couldn't make him use it. A few days ago on Facebook, I joined some groups that are people who are expats living in Costa Rica to get a sense of what property is going for there and what issues people are dealing with. I was drawn to some of the descriptions near the Osa Peninsula because that's where jaguars and other exotic cats are plentiful, and there isn't much development. People who had lived there had said that the weather in the mountains overlooking the Pacific was really nice, but that traversing the mountains still very difficult due to the rain and lack of road services. Getting food was an ordeal because you had to travel so far to get it. It kind of dampened my desire to go there because I don't think Howie could deal with those kinds of hurdles or even enjoy being outside if the terrain was not flat. Near the water it's flat, but a lot hotter, and he really likes the cooler temps. If you're enjoying my diary, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find other ways to connect to me over at bigcatrescue.org/Carole.Baskin.